We're here today on campus getting ready for our OneDrive event. It's going to be a fantastic opportunity for you to hear from, and you're walking in my shot, dude. Do you see? Like, come here. Since you walked in my shot, everybody, this is Jason Moore. He is the head of product for OneDrive. I'm so happy to see you today.
I'm happy to see you, but shouldn't you be at the studio?
I should in just a minute. Is that where you're going?
That's right.
Okay, fantastic. Are you excited about today's event?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Excellent. Yeah. Is there one feature that you love that you want to talk about?
There's so many, and you always get in trouble if you don't talk about every cool feature, but we'll have plenty of time at the event. One for me right now is search and the ability to use Copilot and really get answers, not just a list of files. That one I find to be an absolute game changer.
That is fantastic.
Really excited.
Well, we don't want you to be late to the studio. Thank you for swinging by and walking into my shop.
Thanks for having me.
All right,
See you there.
See you later.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jeff Teeper, President of Collaborative Apps and Platforms at Microsoft. And thank you to our customers and partners around the world for joining us today. Your feedback and support have guided OneDrive since the very beginning, and we're very grateful for your trust. OneDrive began in 2007 as a simple place to store files. And now being backed by SharePoint's rock-solid reliability, security, manageability, and governance, it's become the Microsoft 365 files experience where ideas begin, teams stay in sync, and content stays protected. Today, you'll see how OneDrive is evolving, again with a key goal: to remove friction so you can focus on what matters. First, it's personalized and intelligent. With Copilot at your fingertips, OneDrive delivers answers, not just files, so you can move with agility. OneDrive is also more responsive and dependable across desktop and mobile and web. It's always on, always ready, wherever your work happens. And finally, it's built for team flow with a new, simpler way to share in a consistent experience across OneDrive, Teams, and SharePoint. You'll see smoother handoffs, confident access, and security at scale. And of course, OneDrive isn't just for work. It's also where we keep the moments we treasure. Last year, we reimagined our photos experience around memories. And this year, we're building on that with new ways to discover, edit, and share life's best moments. So whether you're writing a strategy doc or reliving your child's first day of school, OneDrive and Copilot are here to help. And now, here to kick things off today is PwC. Let's take a look at how they connect teams with the knowledge they rely on using OneDrive.
Here at PwC, we've had a multi-year journey on our digital transformation. One of the pieces that's transformed what we use here at PwC is really a summarization feature. It's really embedded in our daily workflows for our staff to look at documents so they can quickly summarize 10, 20-page documents in a short, concise manner. We have 4.5 billion documents. It's a lot of documents to try to glean insights from. And when we start to think about Copilot, one of our tax teams were able to generate streamlined training processes. What historically took us 80 to 100 hours for our staff to go through training capabilities now generally takes 4 to 5 hours. We recently deployed the OneDrive Sync capabilities. And what that's really done is twofold. First and foremost, it enables us with the data at our fingertips. And so when we're traveling, that data can be present. And whether you're 30,000 feet in the air or you're in the middle of a desert. And so we can then do is streamline how our teams collaborate. On the flip side, OneDrive Sync capabilities also enable us to store our data in a secure fashion so that way we can meet our local regulatory requirements. The OneDrive capabilities of sharing, collaborating, co-authoring, all of those things combined have transformed our staff, how they work, both internally, cross-border, and with the clients themselves.
Hi everyone, my name is Cami, and I'm excited to walk you through how OneDrive and Copilot can turn your files into answers. Many of us work in a flood of content. Files, reports, documents, and the like. It can get overwhelming, and just finding a file can become its own task. If you open OneDrive this month, you'll see a new floating Copilot icon that has all the actions you need to get your work started. You can select up to 5 files and ask Copilot to give you a clear and concise overview directly from the files you selected. No need to dig through folders or switch through tabs. Copilot just gives you answers right where your content lives. These skills even apply to your SharePoint document library. If you've ever found yourself juggling multiple versions or copies of a file, Copilot can help you spot the lookalikes, show you what's changed, and help you keep up with the latest so you can move forward with confidence. You can also now access the power of Copilot directly from your desktop on Windows. Just right-click on Files in your File Explorer, and under the OneDrive entry, you'll see all available Copilot actions. Or, if you prefer, you can even access these same Copilot actions from your Activity Center. You'll also notice a new AI Actions entry in the context menu. This gives you access to the most crucial Copilot actions. Simple, seamless, and right where you work. Now that you know where to access Copilot, it's time to get started and catch up with your work. Copilot is multimodal, meaning it can understand all your text, images, and recordings as you need it. In your OneDrive Recordings folder, Copilot can surface meeting recaps, notes, and mentions. You can even ask Copilot questions about what happened during the meeting and get help clarifying some of that material. Do you have visuals that your team shared with you last week? Well, Copilot reads images like any other document and extracts what matters: figures, risks, and tasks you can act on immediately. Great, you're all caught up on work, but maybe you need to drive to the office or jump to the next meeting. For the moments that you're on the go, Copilot can summarize your files into an audio summary through audio overviews. With audio overviews, you can choose how to listen: a quick executive summary, a conversational podcast, or even just a full read aloud of your document. Pick whichever style best fits your needs.
Welcome to this audio summary of the Employee Engagement Initiative 2025, drawn from the organization's official program description.
It's not just about working faster. It's about working smarter, removing the drudgery, and having the content work for you. From catching up to creating, listening to searching, organizing to activating, Copilot in OneDrive is transforming the way we work. But we all know that intelligence alone isn't enough. You need your tools to be in the constant flow of work, no matter where you are or what device you're on.
Hi everyone, I'm Arvind, and you've just seen how Copilot is transforming the way you work with your files. But when you're moving fast, switching contexts, or working offline, performance and reliability matter just as much as intelligence. This next set of updates is all about making sure OneDrive is always on and always ready. As we dive in, yep, you're seeing something new. We've just released a new OneDrive logo. It's more than a fresh look. It's a symbol of how OneDrive is evolving. Lighter, smarter, more intuitive. And this is just the beginning. Personally, I use OneDrive on the web more than any other OneDrive experience. It's got everything I need: home, the meetings view, people view, even custom colored folders. It's the same fast file experience that you see across Teams and Outlook too. And now, that same fast, modern experience is coming to SharePoint document libraries. So, working with your team files feels just as smooth and intuitive as working with your own. In document libraries, custom views and filters are now front and center. All of your customization tools are grouped under one simplified menu, making it easy to apply conditional formatting or to organize your items by their metadata.
We've also redesigned the command surface to help you take action even faster.
When you're working with content from a document library or a teammate's OneDrive, Add to OneDrive keeps those files right at your fingertips. It creates a shortcut that shows up alongside your own files on all of your devices. In the past, many of you used the legacy sync button. Shortcuts, in contrast, are smarter, syncing only what you choose. No wonder customers use shortcuts 5 times more often than the legacy sync button. And we've made shortcuts even better. The Add Shortcut button now takes a prime spot in your document libraries. You can't miss it. Just one click and you get a confirmation that it's ready to go. We've also improved naming, so it's always clear where the linked files are actually located. And when you try to shortcut something that you're already syncing, OneDrive can smartly replace that sync relationship. Shortcuts are the simplest, most dependable way to organize your content, no matter where it lives. And once your files are right where you need them, the next step is to know who you're working with. File Explorer is the go-to OneDrive experience for so many of you. And now, next to each file, you'll see profile pictures of the people connected to it. Select an avatar, and the people card appears. The people card gives you context about your collaborator, such as their contact info, their role, recent files they've shared with you, even the latest Teams and Outlook messages. No more digging through emails or chats. It's all built into your flow. And once you've got the right files and the right people, well, the final step is turning that context into action. When you create and store Office files in OneDrive, they're ready to share and co-edit in real time. And now, Office will automatically save your new files straight to OneDrive by default. There are no extra clicks, no save as gymnastics. The moment you start typing, your work is saved securely across all of your devices and ready for collaboration. And of course, if you don't need what you created, you can easily discard it. This new default is available now for Word in the Windows Insider channel, and it's coming soon for Excel and PowerPoint. Everything you've seen so far makes OneDrive faster, simpler, and ready when you are. And while that's great for you, the real magic happens when your whole team is in sync. Up next, let's take a look at how OneDrive makes teamwork better than ever.
Hi, I'm Steven. With the latest Copilot enhancements and a delightful experience wherever you work, OneDrive is more powerful than ever, ready when you are. But the real magic happens when you collaborate seamlessly with your team, sharing ideas and managing content with clarity and confidence. Now let's be honest, sharing files can get complicated, and failure means an ugly access denied and an unhappy colleague. We are introducing a ground-shaking change to our sharing model that is over 10 years in the making, all designed to help you collaborate simply and securely. This is not just the next generation of sharing for OneDrive, but for all of Microsoft 365. Say hello to the Hero Link. Every file you share has a single super-powered link that governs all access. No more juggling multiple links or wondering who has what. Need to make your file available to your team? All you have to do is update your file's Hero Link and you're good to go. It's simple, smart, and secure by default. And one of the best parts is that the Hero Link is the same as the address bar URL. So sharing is as easy as copy and paste, no matter where you start. Plus, with a Copilot-powered summary right before you hit share, your team gets instant, crystal clear insights into what's inside your file. You can share and collaborate with total confidence, knowing the right people have access every time. And remember that old access denied screen? For those moments when it does still show up, we've given it a new, friendlier experience to make everything feel just a little bit smoother. We are beyond excited for these sharing changes, and we can't wait for you all to get your hands on it soon. But wait, what happens when someone else leaves the team? Suddenly, you find yourself knee-deep in a manual OneDrive file transfer, which can be tedious, time-consuming, and let's be honest, risky. Streamlining this process is essential, and you can now easily transfer ownership with the bulk transfer of files from one user to another in just a few clicks. When someone leaves the company, you can move all of their content over to a shared collaboration site. And you can even filter just the shared files to make sure the team doesn't get interrupted. Nothing is more important than keeping your data safe, secure, and available. And what about those files and projects your teams don't use every day, but can't afford to lose? Instead of letting those huge files clutter up or risk accidental deletion, you can leverage the ability to archive those files. Archiving files lets you regain valuable storage, it keeps your costs low, and it keeps your workspace focused on the latest content to be engaged with. Copilot even knows when your files are archived, preventing out-of-date information from being used. And when that audit season rolls around and you need to reference an old file, those files are still available and discoverable. Visibility is everything when you're managing files at scale. The OneDrive Sync Health Dashboard gives you an executive-level summary of what's happening across your organization. With it, you can quickly see which devices have sync errors, you can identify the most common issues, track the rollout of your known folder move initiative, and you can spot devices stuck on outdated builds, all of which help you address problems proactively. And you can even export the data into your favorite tool, like Power BI, enabling custom reports and alerts by combining it with other data sources. And you know that AI is at the heart of productivity, and we didn't want to leave our admins behind. With Copilot in the SharePoint Admin Center, you can easily find sites that might be overshared and trigger corrective actions. But keeping data secure while enabling collaboration can be a constant balancing act on a very thin tightrope. With the new AI-powered site comparison tool, you can easily match content, find potential governance gaps, compare site policies side by side, highlight differences, and you can even get recommended changes based on your needs. Collaboration and security go hand in hand, and Copilot is here to help you work with confidence, stay compliant, and keep your organization moving forward. OneDrive truly makes teamwork seamless, secure, and smarter because collaborating with confidence and speed is essential for success. Productivity isn't just about what you accomplish with your team. It's also about finding time for yourself, to pause, and to reconnect with the moments and memories that matter.
Hi everyone, I'm Kalpana. Let's explore some of the amazing new features that help you stay connected in your personal life. Last year, we introduced a fresh, vibrant, dare I say beautiful, new look for our OneDrive mobile app. This year, we're bringing that same Photos First experience to the web. With a fast gallery, smooth scrolling, and easy access to your favorite photos and albums, your OneDrive web experience now makes it effortless to find, manage, and enjoy your most precious content. But we didn't just stop at a refreshed design. We know your camera roll is full of wonderful memories, so we created the new Moments tab to help you rediscover them. Moments uses AI to curate photo collections by subject, activity, date, or location, and even gives them fun names. Personally, one of my favorites is Smiles in Motion. As part of the Moments experience, we also included a new photo shuffle, a delightful way to spontaneously surface those forgotten gems. And I have to say, I love this feature. From my daughter's kindergarten graduation to silly family selfies, it's a feature that always really brings a smile to my face. Let's check out this memory of my recent trip to Cabo. Instead of just opening the photos, OneDrive now creates a dynamic slideshow I can view, share, or save as a video. But maybe you're looking for something specific, and OneDrive can help there too. My kids recently started school again, and like every parent, I did the first day pictures in our front yard. I wanted to send these to my sisters, so I just typed what I was looking for. My kids in the yard into OneDrive semantic search, and there they are, ready to share. We've seen the power of OneDrive Web's new photo experience, but we've also improved the OneDrive mobile app, which now features powerful new tools that can take your photos to the next level. With the new Restyle mode, you can easily transform your pictures with just a tap. Simply select the picture you want to edit and select your style or type a prompt. No editing skills needed. My kids loved their stylized version of the first day of school pic, which automatically saved to my OneDrive. And of course, we all know not every photo in your camera roll is a keeper, but cleaning them out is kind of a hassle. Not anymore. OneDrive helps you clean up the clutter by collapsing similar shots into a single group so you can keep the ones you like and delete everything else. On top of that, Microsoft 365 subscribers will also soon receive smart suggestions to delete blurry photos, making cleanup faster and easier. But this photo magic doesn't only live in OneDrive. I find myself using the Microsoft 365 Copilot app a lot, from asking questions on a daily basis to help planning my family trips. Today, I am excited to introduce the Photos Agent to help you find, download, share, and even create albums, all from Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat. Remember that Cabo trip? I can ask Copilot to find the best pictures to create an album of them. I type my request, and there it is. What I love is that I can still make changes if this isn't exactly what I had in mind. From there, it's just a few taps to share with my family. All Microsoft 365 Premium subscribers get access to the new Photos agent, plus enough storage for thousands of photos. Better yet, your precious memories are all protected against ransomware attacks. I hope you got the picture because that was just a snapshot of what's new with Photos in OneDrive. If you haven't downloaded the mobile app yet, just go to your app store or head to the OneDrive blog for more details. Thank you, and now over to Jason for a glimpse into what's next for OneDrive.
Hi everyone, I'm Jason. Let me show you a few of the next innovations coming to your phone, PC, Mac, and browser. We live in a world overflowing with information, useful and abundant. But managing it all, that's still on us. OneDrive is changing that with AI. Whether it's renaming, grouping, or moving files, OneDrive will suggest smarter ways to manage your content and then, with your permission, take care of it for you. It can organize related files, help you share them, and move them to SharePoint, whatever's needed. And it does it all in a way that's helpful, not in your way. Like Jeff said, our goal has always been to make file management absolutely frictionless so you can focus on what matters. With Copilot, that goal is becoming a reality. Once everything's in place, the next step isn't just finding a file, it's finding an answer. And that's where the new OneDrive search comes in. I type something like, what is Project X and the latest? And instead of just a long list of files, I can get a direct answer. OneDrive understands the questions and delivers a clear, AI-powered answer grounded in my content. If I want to go deeper, the supporting files are always there, but often I won't need to. It's search that thinks like I do, bringing me answers and not just files. Search is great when you know what to look for, but sometimes you need a teammate, someone who has the right context and can help you move a little faster. That's where agents come in. Soon, you'll be able to turn any folder in OneDrive into a smart agent, grounded in the files you choose and tailored to your workflow. Here's a simple example. I've been tracking industry trends in a folder with analyst reports, sales insights, and a bunch of team commentary. Some of this lives directly in my OneDrive, while a lot of it exists in shared spaces. Now, with a few clicks, I can turn that folder into an industry insights agent. I give it prompts I use often, like summarize recent analyst sentiment and set the tone I want, brief, executive ready, and email friendly. Because it's grounded in shared files, I can share the agent too, so my whole team can work from the same playbook. Agents don't just save time. They scale knowledge and turn information into action for the whole team. And now that I've got insights from my Industry Insights agent, what's next? Time to shape what's ahead. That's where Researcher comes in. It takes everything I've gathered, strategic goals, team notes, competitive insights, and turns it into a clear, structured starting point. With just a little input from me and grounding in my OneDrive files, Researcher creates a polished analysis of the competitive landscape. It's fast, focused, and ready to share. Now, Researcher has been part of the Microsoft 365 Copilot for a while, but soon it'll be available right inside your very OneDrive, which means I can go from files to strategy all in one place. Answers when you need them, agents that think like you, and research that turns your files into strategy. With OneDrive and Copilot, your work gets off to a much smarter start. And just like your work, your life is filled with moments worth remembering. We're bringing the power of Copilot to where your memories live, your phone. You want to find your license plate number? Or, for Kalpana, a timeline of first day of school pics? Just ask. If you're feeling creative, Copilot can quickly make a collage of your dog or a slideshow of those family holidays. There's no tabs to switch through. There's no digging. Just say what you want, and Copilot magically brings it to life. Not sure what to ask? You can let it surprise you with a spontaneous stroll down memory lane. Personally, I love revisiting epic family vacations and all the special moments we have together. Copilot makes it easy and even turns them into beautiful, shareable slideshows. Just like this one. I just asked for memories from this past year, and voila. And of course, we're not stopping there. Our new Photos First experience that you just saw on mobile and web is coming to Windows next year. Introducing the new OneDrive desktop app, a beautiful, simple way to relive and refine all of your memories. From AI-powered slideshows to a smooth gallery view, intelligent editing tools, people view, and a way to view all of your favorites. It's all there. And for the first time, it works seamlessly with your local photos too. That means one stunning unified experience across cloud and PC. From AI-powered organization to intelligent agents to a unified Microsoft Photos experience, OneDrive is becoming the place where your work and your memories shine. And we're just getting started. There's so much more ahead. Jeff, back to you.
Wow, that was incredible. Today, you've seen how OneDrive is setting the pace for how you work and collaborate, empowering you with Copilot skills that help you do your best work faster and smarter than ever. From lightning-fast performance and seamless file syncing, you can feel confident that you are ready at any place, anytime, and on any device. You've seen how collaborating across Microsoft 365 is now effortless. Hero link sharing and streamlined ownership transfer means you and your team can move faster, unblock projects, and focus on what matters most. And when it's time to pause and relive life's best moments, OneDrive becomes your personal storyteller. You can rediscover your favorite memories and edit with AI, so every image becomes more vivid, meaningful, and within reach. And so before we close, I'd like to personally invite all of you to join us at Microsoft Ignite. It happens the week of November 17th in San Francisco. And whether you're looking to connect with product leaders, explore the latest cutting-edge solutions, or build your network with peers and partners, we look forward to seeing you there. But before you book your tickets, we want to hear from you now. Up next is our live Q&A, where our product experts are ready to answer your questions. Thank you again for being part of this amazing community. Let's keep building the future of work and life together.
Hi everyone, my name is Cami, and I'm so excited to walk you through how OneDrive can, do I start from the beginning or just here?
Straighten this out.
We are beyond excited for these sharing changes, and we can't forget.
Dare I say beautiful? Yep, I touched the mic. I know. Sorry.
There's a couple more stumbles earlier, but I think they were fine in the flow, but yeah.
Let's do that one more time. A little more energy.
More energy, boss.
More energy. Okay.
OneDrive is built. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just pause, right?
Excellent anchoring news. Those two things need to be swapped. We are ready to go. Now, this is the last thing we're going to do. We're doing promos, and I was going to say, find it all on the OneDrive page in the document. There's like a bunch of community codes, and the office hours are part of that.
Gotcha. Add to OneDrive keeps those files right at your fingertips. Right at your fingertips. Right at your fingertips.
Can I cut? Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I got you. I am good. Okay.
Go.
Nice, thank you.
Thank you. Woo. I think I have to get this mic for
Yeah,
me.
built it.
Let's go rise up. Blue cloud crown in the night sky, light up. Drive, OneDrive. Tap the icon, city wakes in my hand, neon folders glow like a runway band. No lost word, just doors that slide. Click, my team appears in my side. Screen switch lanes, we move in time. Every thought climbs straight to the sky. Lightning in my pocket, thunder in the keys. Photos bloom like fireworks, pages ride the breeze. We draw a map with a single link line. Moya, and the whole world signs. Save it to the sky, crown up, we shine. OneDrive, make the future mine. Sing that dream, now watch it arrive. We don't chase stars, we drive the OneDrive fly. Version on version, time bend, rewind. Roll back clean like a state of mind. Offline grind, I still make plays. Come back online, boom, perfectly aligned. Keys hit hard like a kick snare knife. Share link out and it sparks a life. No gate, no guess, just choose who rides. Blue ping glows and the pulse collides. Hands up, judge on you. Save it, write our sign. Pages turn steel, ideas gain spine. We scale like light through a glass skyline. Oh yeah, now the stars align. Save it to the sky, crown up, we shine. OneDrive, make the future mine. Sing that dream, now watch it arrive. We don't chase stars, chase stars, we drive the sky. Cloud crown high. One drive, fly, drive, drive, one drive. Cloud, oh my God, our names and lights, crown on the cloud forever in sight. Drive, one drive.
Hello, everyone. Well, wasn't that a whole bunch of fun? I hope you enjoyed those bloopers that we included in there. We had such a good time filming them. If I don't know you, my name is Caruana Gatima. I'm the director of the Customer Advocacy Group for AI and Collaboration. And we're here at the OneDrive event, Live AMA. You are now going to get to meet the amazing people from the product group. And we're going to answer your questions, as many as we can. If you want to ask a question, make sure you're logged into the Microsoft Tech community. That's where we're taking those questions. And for the rest of you on the other platforms, you can just watch us. First, let me bring on my co-hosts. I'm so excited to have some friends here with me today. Rob and Craig, come on now. Let's get on air. Hey, you
Hello,
two.
hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. And thank you, Caruana. Very happy to be here alongside Greg. But for those of you who don't know me, Rob Nunez, Product Market Manager at Microsoft on SharePoint and OneDrive. And I have my peer, Greg, here, who could introduce himself as well.
Yes, I'm Greg Soha. I am the Senior Product Marketing Manager for OneDrive on our consumer business. So hello to all of our Microsoft 365 subscribers tuning in today. Good to see you all.
We're so excited to have everyone together. And, I don't know if people understand how fun it is to get people together and film something like this event. But I don't know. I had a great time. I didn't know they were going to put in the blooper of me telling Jeff Teeper to have more energy. Do you think that's a career limiting move? I'm not sure.
I think you took it in stride, and
No,
I think you're fine.
I'm kidding. Of
Absolutely.
course it's not. He expects me to do my job. Bring the energy, Jeff. Oh my goodness. No, you all have been submitting some fantastic questions that we've been capturing. We had them in some various sections. And let's bring on our speakers and our experts for today and get started with those questions. We're so excited to have them with us. Fantastic. Welcome, everyone. Hello, hello. Fantastic.
Hey, everybody.
It's
Hi.
a party. It's a virtual party. We love that. Such a good time. So I'm going to do a quick round robin. Let's have everybody introduce themselves real quick and tell our audience what part of the product that you work on all the time. Stephen, let's start with you.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Stephen Rice. As Corona mentioned, I'm a principal product manager on the OneDrive team, and I spend all my time on sharing collaboration features for end users, for admins, and all that good stuff.
Fantastic. We know we love our IT pros. Admins, yes. Admins run the world. Arvind, how about you?
Hi, everyone. I'm Arvind Mishra, and I'm a principal product architect. And I focus on the areas of growth and monetization, as well as I dabble a little bit in Copilot and general user experience. So kind of a jack of all trades is what I would say.
The hardest job at Microsoft. Know a lot of things about a lot of things. That's Arvind. For sure. Cami, tell the audience what area you're focused in.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Cami Mejia. I'm a product manager here at Microsoft on the OneDrive Photos and Mobile team. So I'm really excited today because we got to announce Photos Agent, which is awesome. That's what I've been mainly working on these past couple of months.
Fantastic. And Kalpana, over to you.
Hey, everybody. I'm Kalpana Berman, and I have the privilege of managing the product team for OneDrive Photos and Mobile. Excited to be here.
Fantastic. And I think she gets the award for the most beautiful background. I think amongst us, she gets that award. I love those bookcases. That's wonderful. Okay, so we're going to hop in. Rob, you want to pick the first question and give it out to our audience?
Absolutely. Yeah. And as Caruana mentioned, please drop your comments in the chat. We'll be happy to answer as many questions as we can during our AMA session, but would love to hear from the audience. And I think we have our first question here. And Stephen, this might be a question for you. And, there's a ton of excitement around the Hero Link. It's one of the biggest shakeups, in the product in many, many years, I believe a decade we mentioned, right? So one of the questions that we have here is, what is some of the feedback that you received when working on creating the Hero Link?
Yeah, it's a great question. There's a wealth of feedback that we've received from everyone on the kind of sharing model. If you've watched how we've evolved the product over the past, 3 or 4 years or so, you've seen us make kind of these incremental improvements to the experience, making it a little bit simpler, bringing in new features and the like. I think the number one thing we were hearing with each of those changes, though, is that we weren't pushing it far enough. We needed to be simpler. It needed to be easier. And as we talked to customers, there was this kind of trend that kept coming through, which was, hey, I'm not expecting all these different links to be created. I'm expecting there's like a single link that I'm kind of changing permissions on the file. It should apply across the board. Why do I have to know which link I'm sending versus an address bar link? All those types of things. And so when we kind of started working on the new Hero Link experience, that was the main thing that really we wanted to bring through, that there's a single place you can manage the file settings, and that applies regardless of how people access the file.
That is fantastic. I'm a fan of the Hero Link for sure. User adoption, IT Pro, all those things. That Hero Link makes me incredibly happy. It's been great to test that out early inside Microsoft and play with it and see how it works. Greg, do we have another one? What's our next question, sir?
We absolutely do. We got a question here that says, we saw photo editing on mobile. Is that also available on web? And so, Kalpana, I think you are the best person to answer all about our photo editing stuff.
Happy to take that one. So we didn't talk about it in the video, but when you go to web, we've actually integrated Microsoft's Designer, and they have a great set of AI photo editing capabilities. Things like removing backgrounds, erasing, removing objects, or even upscaling your photo quality. And so all you need to do when you're on OneDrive Web is click on your photo, and you're going to see the designer logo. Click in there, you'll get access to all the tools, and then you can easily save a copy that goes right back to OneDrive.
I just love that we've integrated Designer right into OneDrive Web. I mean, it just makes it so much easier when I'm on my laptop and I just want to do some real editing and make some fun stuff. It's so much fun.
Very seamless. I've had a lot of fun with it too.
Yeah.
I do think we build things that we also like to use, right? I mean, we are users of our products just as much as anybody else. And so I always love when I hear product folks talk about how they like to use their own, but other people's features as well, right? We're a team over here. Rob, what's next for us?
Let's see. So we have a few questions coming in. So we actually have one around offline mode, which is a really great feature that we announced today. So Arvind, I think this might be a question for you. So we have a question: how can users access OneDrive files offline across devices?
Okay, well, yeah, thanks, Rob. It's a great question. I love offline mode on OneDrive with my files. Like it has saved my bacon more than once having to work on a plane. So as a lot of the audience will probably know, Files on Demand, it's been around, in Windows and Mac OS for some time. It's also available on mobile. So, for those times when you actually need to work, like say in a cab or something, you're on your way to a meeting, you can actually make your files available offline and access them like while you're on the go with a smooth and like a smooth user experience. One thing that I don't know if we have like a bunch of folks that watched the show last year, we announced offline access for the OneDrive web experience. And as you know from the show, I love the OneDrive web experience. And offline access makes that even better, right? So I can effectively take my files offline through the browser experience. And when I'm on a plane, I can bring up OneDrive web and I have those files right available through my browser experience. So, so lots of ways for people to be able to access it.
Fantastic.
And, I think just given the nature of where we are today, we're always on the go, right? We're flying, we're traveling. So being able to work offline is going to be essential to keep things moving, and the ability for it to sync once you connect back to the internet is fantastic. So thank you, Arvin. Great question and great. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. So we
Cool.
got another.
So Greg, do we have some more questions popping in the chat?
Yes, we do. We have a question, which is, what recommendations do you have for implementing the collaboration features in OneDrive and SharePoint for the most success? Would a company be more successful implementing with consulting services or an internal project for themselves? Steven, I'm going to hand that one over to you.
Yeah, I'll take this. I feel like this is a loaded question in that, we could deliver an entire Ignite talk on just best practices here. I'll share the high level framing that I've used with customers who asked this question previously. When you're rolling out collaboration features, there are kind of 4 steps that we talk about that kind of help make this successful. The first is we talk about kind of establishing the boundaries, setting up policies for your organization that are going to help prevent people from making the really critical business mistakes. So if you are in a highly regulated industry and you have sensitive information, look at policies like DLP, data loss prevention, and the like to make sure that you are keeping that type of data really locked down and secure. The second step we talk about is setting up your defaults. So making sure that people are able to get their work done in a way that is safe by default, but they've still got kind of the more advanced features that are needed. Anonymous links are a good example here, where you can make that not the default for your organization, but still have them available for users based on content labeling or site location, whatever it might be, when those scenarios are needed. The third step is going to be user education. If users don't know what you need to do in order to collaborate safely and securely in your organization, they're not going to make good choices. So this is where we've got this amazing product called SharePoint that has all these amazing internal portal tools and the like that can help you really get that information out to your users and available. And then the fourth step is monitoring, using things like Microsoft Graph Data Connect, the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, all of the tools and reporting to see how people are actually using the product. What are they doing? Are they finding ways around your boundaries and rules? Are they messing with your defaults, whatever it might be? And you'll learn how people are using the product and then fold that back into all 3 of those steps. You need to update training to make sure that users are aware of what's allowed and what's not. That's a very high level overview. If you check out I think it's the Microsoft Community Learning YouTube channel, there are a couple of talks we've given on this topic in the past that we're happy to link in the chat as well. But hopefully that's a good start.
That's a great start. I'm just going to add a couple more things to that because we have been busily updating our Microsoft 365 implementation framework to take into account a lot of the new features that are coming. We have new guides and an all-up plan for everybody that you can find on adoption.microsoft.com. And upcoming after Ignite, we will be doing a segment on implementing Copilot and Teams and OneDrive and SharePoint focused on that plan. And one thing I just wanted to add to all that great information that Stephen shared is One of the most important things that you can do is get your IT pro folks and your system administrators together with the people accountable for doing user enablement and adoption. Get them together at the very beginning. That actually starts even before you get into the other steps of implementation and policy definition. You need to have a coordinated team there. That is one of the main differentiators we've seen with our customers who have the most success in doing these implementations. Oftentimes people will pull in partners because it does make a difference when you've done this a lot of times. And so having their expertise along the way is always great. And we have fantastic Microsoft partners who can help along the way. But we want you to have those tools to do it yourself if you are brave and you want to go ahead and do it. It's reasonably easy. It's a step-by-step process. And we have other community calls of our Microsoft 365 champions and all of the content that's available on adoption.microsoft.com. You never have to start from scratch if you want to implement any of the features across AI and collaboration here. My team has you. We definitely have you. Fantastic. I had to give a plug there for all the content on adoption.microsoft.com. You people, I did, right?
Of course.
Oh, what do we have next?
So looking through the chat, so we actually have a question around the Photos agent. So can the Photos agent find photos stored in other places? So Cami, this might be a question for you.
Yeah, thanks for the question. Right now, Photos Agent is just scoped to searching over your OneDrive photo library just to make it easy for you to find photos from your OneDrive. But we are always innovating and trying to improve and open to new feature suggestions. So if that is something that people would be interested in, I'd love it if people could leave it in the comments, and we're going to be reading every single one of these, and they do influence the way that we approach our feature work. So yeah, just scoped to OneDrive Photos library for now.
Incredible. Super exciting. I mean, just off the photos announcements today, I barely take photos as it is, but this will definitely entice me to start using it a little bit more and actually fill up my library with pictures, even though it's going to be 90% pictures of food. That's perfectly fine for me. So all good.
That's okay.
All good.
Whatever your passion is.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Mine are pictures of my dogs, and I have 40,000 of them. All synced to OneDrive. So just saying.
Yes. Awesome. So tell you, we still have some more questions coming in the chat. Greg, do we have any other questions that we can ask the group?
Yes, we do. We have a question here, which is, how is Copilot in OneDrive architected to ensure privacy and security when processing user files and images? Caruana, I think you probably have the best experience in this one.
I do. I think I do. So a couple of things about the way all of the agentic experiences and Copilot AI experiences are built across Microsoft 365. The thing I love about using these AI experiences in Microsoft 365 is they're governed by the same policies and permissions that a document would be governed by. Really, it's not that difficult. I know that people really want to understand some of the depths of the architecture, but the first and most important thing is any Copilot experience in Microsoft 365 is only going to ground itself on the information that that user has access to. So I don't have access to HR reports or salary reports or performance information at Microsoft. And so consequently, anything that I ask Copilot is not going to return me answers in that way. I've been talking about governance in Microsoft 365 for going on 20 years now, and it's even more important, but it always has been, right? That's why it's really important to think about your team structure and the information architecture of your entire intranet, the way people use OneDrive, Teams, and SharePoint. And so this boundary of user permissions is also strengthened by our responsible AI principles, right? And so we do not train our AI models on your data. Your data is your data. Commercial data protection is in play. And of course, because we are the trusted provider for sovereign clouds and public sector and the military, we take it even a further step. So the first thing you need to think about, and this is actually in our Copilot implementation success kit. You can also find that at adoption.microsoft.com, WAC Copilot. Get that success kit, and in the technical readiness guide there, we'll guide you through doing some reports. because you might find that maybe your permissions aren't set up so great to begin with, regardless of what Copilot is or isn't doing. There are reports that you can run as you get ready for your Copilot implementation. There's tools that you're able as an IT admin to monitor people's permissions across your M365 estate. And then there's guidance about how you should really be thinking about architecting or maybe re-architecting the structure of your intranet along with OneDrive. So think about it, because you're going to use these awesome new features with OneDrive, but think about it broadly across Microsoft 365. Governance doesn't have to be painful. It can actually be fun. And what's different today than when I started doing this work all those years ago is all the tools that are built into the product, right? All of this used to have to be done with PowerShell and at a command line. And now it's built into the user experience of the admin center for Microsoft 365. So we do have a lot of content on this. You can find it on our YouTube channel, the Community Learning channel. And also we have upcoming customer hub sessions on administration for Copilot experiences, as well as content that we'll be talking about at Microsoft Ignite and bringing right back here into the Microsoft 365 Copilot community, where we do a lot of AMAs there as well. So the Microsoft Tech community is a place to get those questions answered, as well as the documentation provided in the Copilot Implementation Success Kit, which I actually recommend for everyone. It's got the most up-to-date administration and monitoring guidance included that we have rewritten for Copilot experiences. And, I think it's really helpful to go through the step-by-step checklist that we created for all of that. I hope that was it. That was a good answer for the folks who asked that question out there.
It was lovely. And I just love this idea of governance doesn't have to be painful, right? And it could be a little fun. Like that's the way that it should be.
Maybe I'm a bit of a nerd about it, so maybe it was always fun to me. I don't know, but that's I'll leave that to other people to comment on.
Totally fantastic. I think we have another question, which is what tools can admins use to track the deployment of OneDrive Sync at scale? And Arvind, I'm going to hand this one over to you.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, Greg. This is a great question. And it's one that we hear often. So I will answer it in 3 words. I would say OneDrive sync reports. And so if you don't know what those are, we showed them just a little bit ago in Stephen's section. The OneDrive sync reports are vital to understanding how OneDrive is functioning inside of your organization. So when you use it, you get reporting on things like knowing if your devices or which devices have known folder move turned on, or KFM as we call it internally. You can see, if devices are actually set up to back up to OneDrive, what sync client version that they're on, and whether, more importantly, any errors are actually occurring. And so, we know that a lot of folks like using the native reporting that we have inside of OneDrive sync reports, but people also like looking at that data in their own suite of tools. And so that's why we've recently enabled the ability to export those reports to your favorite data tool that you like using. Obviously, we're partial to Microsoft Graph Data Connect, but you can use your own tool of choice to export your reports to.
Awesome.
Cool.
That's great. And I think, Rob, we're going to pass it over to you for the next question.
Awesome. Let's see. So we have another photos question here. So for the photo restyle, will it keep the original photo memory and avoid replacing the original with a new version? So Kalpana, I'll pass it to you for this question.
Sure. We know in this era of AI, you're constantly generating new content. And to keep my answer short, we will definitely keep your original memory untouched. We know those are your most precious content. We want to capture what you got. And so both with Designer and with Restyle, you have a choice to save it as a copy, or if you want, replace the original. But we will always keep your original. That's the default for everything. And all those edited copies will be saved as copies.
Awesome.
That is fantastic. Okay,
Got
Greg.
to keep the original memory, right?
Yeah, you gotta keep the OG one and then
Yeah.
create as many as you want.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if we got rid of it, you couldn't find it in moments, and that would be the real problem.
I like those original ones. It's kind of like the blooper reels. Sometimes the bad photos actually tell you what it was like, on the trip or the actual thing.
Mhm.
So, I mean, obviously, I edit them before I send them to my mom's Frameo, the big digital frame I bought for her. But at the same time, I like to know that I have those originals, which is probably why I have 40,000 photos. Probably. But I am an avid.
Just maybe, Caroline.
I'm an avid
Maybe.
photographer. I do a lot of them are work events. That's my story. I'm gonna stick to it.
Absolutely.
All right,
So we have another question here. Very simple. Hero links. How will this impact existing sharing links? Steven?
Yeah, I'm happy to answer this one. So when we roll out the new kind of Hero Link experience, it is fully backwards compatible with all of the sharing links that you have in your product today. So if you've got a file that's been shared, nothing you need to worry about. It'll continue to work. That link will continue to work. And then you can configure the Hero Link going forward as needed. So yeah, change management needed, as it comes out, but nothing will break for you at all. Just continue to work.
Fantastic. Okay, so now we are going to go on to the next question. We have so many. Hang on one second. I need to get back there. And this is how you know this is a successful AMA. Actually, Rob and Greg, I'm going to let you go find that question because I can hear the ding in the background. That's the folks furiously working in the background who are helping us with this AMA, in case you're wondering. I kind of like that organic sound, although it makes me feel like I'm missing something. Where is my alert coming from? Right. I'm sure there's a bunch of videos on TikTok about that. But we're going to get the next question.
Yes.
Oh, I think maybe it's even for me, Greg.
Yes. I was going to say, it's actually going to be for you. I think when you just, you get people excited and they're like, let's hear more from Caruana. So our question today, right now, is how does Copilot ground its answers in user content while maintaining accuracy and context?
Oh, that's a fantastic question. Okay. This is one of those, again, I'm going to go back to good governance and permissions, right? And so Copilot understands, and this is, as we talk about this natural language interface, one of the things that folks need to understand is it's actually reasoning over the information that it has access to for that particular user based on the prompt that you put in. So this is why it's such a natural interface for folks, right? You don't have to explain necessarily what your terminology means. I mean, you can imagine my day at Microsoft where I am asking questions that have a lot of acronyms included in them or very specific technical product terms, names of reports, names of features. It understands that because I'm in a work context, it can find that information. I should mention also that many organizations want to feel like they have control over whether or not web content is included, and there are controls for that as well inside the admin experience. So maybe you work in an industry where you want to make sure that the only answers that are coming from the contextual information in your own tenant available through the graph. You can turn off that web content inclusion. It can be done by group, by user, etc. And then you're very sure that all of the information is coming directly from what that particular user has access to. But again, that information is really being governed and that response is governed by what the user can see. Right? Again, I can't ask a question about other people's salaries at Microsoft. It's simply going to say, I'm sorry, I can't find any information related to that. Would you like to search the web to find industry information? It might ask me that. And then it might tell me that my web information is turned off. In our case at Microsoft, it's not turned off. We do have the ability to include publicly available information on the web when we're doing things like researcher and what have you. That's very relevant for our jobs. And so it is on inside Microsoft. So, but I really want you to understand that that's really the nature of a large language model, is its ability to gather available information based on the context of the user and then reason over to provide that accurate answer. One other thing, and this will be another event, but you should really be also thinking about building some of these very simple agents that you can build with Copilot Studio, because agents in Copilot Studio or the fantastic knowledge agent in SharePoint can be poured in at directly a folder of information. And then you can have a purpose-built agent that is, for instance, I do this for the events that I run inside Microsoft. There is an agent that will answer questions about my airlift event that's upcoming because I pointed it at my FAQ with our walking deck and some other primary resources. And so that is how it is actually governing its answer. Having these purpose-built and subject expert agents in the environment that I can then share in Teams changes so many things about the collaboration experience. So I'm a big fan of these agents, especially as I'm a bit of a builder and I like to build solutions and solve problems. And that is really where you get a tremendous amount of control over the source and accuracy of the information that's coming back in that prompt turn. That was a long answer. Sorry.
No, don't be. It's thorough and helpful, and this is exactly why we do what we do, and we love what we love.
I could geek out on that for a long time. I love this.
Exactly.
It's so fun.
Long or not, like it's super important just to understand, when we're using Copilot and agents, like what permissions we're giving access to and how Copilot can reason over that data just to ensure that we're sticking to policy and compliance across the board. So it is something to really enjoy and geek over, just to make sure that we're utilizing the features as best as we can. So thank you, Caruana.
You're welcome.
And Rob,
Cool.
I think you have the next question.
Indeed. So we have a question. So can you tell us more about the new Cloud First creation experience, how it works in Office apps, and where it's available? So Arvind, we'll pass this to you.
Yeah, I can certainly answer that. So if you guys saw in the show, we basically are making it so that when you create a new document, all of your files are just instantly ready to share. They're instantly backed up to the cloud. And so this is currently rolling out to Word. It's in the Windows Insiders channel. And so if you are in that channel, you can see already today, when you start creating a document, that autosave toggle is already just toggled by default. And so if you don't want to keep your document there, of course, you can save it to somewhere else. But what that means for you is at the moment, like you hit that share button, it just works. You don't have to move the document or put it somewhere else in order to make collaboration easier. We're looking to also then roll it out to Excel and PowerPoint, and that's coming. We don't have dates yet for that, but stay tuned. Insiders will get it first, of course.
Fantastic. Okay, well, actually, I'm gonna just get my own question answered here. I'm gonna go with it. And this, Arvind, is for you again. And it is about the add shortcut versus sync. This is a hot topic amongst my user enablement and adoption folks.
Mm-hmm.
I know that from a product perspective, y'all changed that some time ago, but us in user adoption didn't know that, right? And so we didn't, right? So we're actually going to be doing some new campaign stuff around it, which I can talk about. But will you talk with us a little bit about how we made that shift and why you recommend adding shortcut is better instead of using what you call classic sync?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll say this, we didn't always recommend it. When we first released the feature, we got a lot of feedback for how we needed to improve it. And of course, over the years, we've taken that feedback to make the feature better and better. Now, as for why we recommend it, I'll give you an example. Maybe there's like a deep cut story from my growing up. But like when I was growing up, we had a set of encyclopedias that my family had bought for me and my brother, and they just took up space inside of all of our bookcase. And so they looked really good. But I will tell you, we probably cracked those encyclopedias open like one time. And so that's kind of the idea with sync, where you might have folks historically syncing down incredibly large libraries, like libraries with so many files that you could not read all of those files in a lifetime. And that makes, that makes for a slower experience, and maybe sometimes more frustrating. And so the sync button is different, or the shortcuts are different. Sorry, I got a little wound up there. The shortcuts are different because they only sync exactly what you want. So if you choose a folder, you're syncing just that folder, not the entire library. So it uses less bandwidth, performance is better. In general, it just provides you with a much better user experience instead of getting all that data that you couldn't possibly read. Now, I will say one other thing that I like, because we have gotten a lot of feedback and we continue to get a lot of feedback. We know that there are still going to be cases where people are going to want to sync whole libraries. And in those cases, yeah, we can do a bunch of work to eventually get you over. But I will say right now, we are working on things like making sure that shortcuts work across cross-tenant scenarios or on-prem. Or we also know that we need to do a bit more work on the admin side to increase tooling as well. So, we got some work to do, but still add shortcuts, way better option than syncing an entire library.
I love that answer. And I'm just going to add a few things for those user adoption folks out there. So I will tell you that for anybody who works inside of Microsoft Teams, when you use that shortcut, you're getting the individual folder of information, as Arvind said, for that particular channel. Sometimes that can be really confusing when you are saving documents directly from one of our Office clients, for instance, and you want to save it in the right place. See, the thing about shortcuts is it lets you save smart. This is actually a new campaign. We're going to give all of our user adoption folks a kit on this with the Getting Stuff Done playlist, because there's a lot of people who just save a bunch of things to OneDrive because they don't know how to get it to the right team channel or SharePoint document library. And shortcuts fixes all of that. I will say that my shortcuts are for the entire document library because it just makes it easy. Then I can save my file wherever I have access to all the information, and then I can pick and choose if there's a particular folder I do want to keep on my device all the time because it's a set of presentations I'm going to give at an event or something like that. So we're going to give you some of these quick sheet reference guides that will be really helpful for your users so everybody can save smarter, because now more than ever with Copilot, it's important to get those documents where they belong, right? It's important to get them into the SharePoint site, the Teams channel, into the place that has the proper permissions boundary around it. And of course, you can share a folder from OneDrive. There's not a problem there as well. But if you're working cross-organizationally, if you're working with a bunch of other team members, you don't want to have to necessarily share that file. You want people to be able to find it, and you might want that agent to find it as well. And so if you want the agent to be able to reason over it, having it in that channel library area is super helpful. So there's a lot of nuance to this. We're making it as simple as possible. And shortcuts are your first way of making your life of saving documents in the right place at the right time as simple as you can get it. So I'm in love with this feature. I use it constantly. I have a ton of shortcuts in my Explorer experience, so I can just drop things exactly where I want people to find it. And if you're not doing that today, well, I highly recommend it. Because of course I've also saved a ton of space on my device because all those files aren't local because I know they're in the cloud. So that's my pitch for getting everybody over to shortcuts. Again, something I clearly seem to be geeking out about.
Seem to be geeking about a lot of stuff, Caruana. I love it.
I do. Maybe I need a little less caffeine before these events. Is that it? Well, I'm watching the time, and I know we have time for probably one more question for the rest of our presenters. So who are we going to next?
We're going to go to Steven next. So it's how much of the roadmap is pulling collaboration into OneDrive versus also adding it to SharePoint? Are we going to see all the new tools work the same way across various file locations?
Yeah, I love that question. And it actually kind of builds off of the kind of add to OneDrive shortcut kind of discussion we were just having. OneDrive is the Files app for M365. So when we build new features like hero links, we build features that, improved file viewing, whatever it might be, we look at bringing those features to everywhere you access your files. So whether that is through the OneDrive app, you get all the new features there. If you're accessing via the SharePoint app, you'll get it there. As you saw in, I think it was Arvin's section in the talk, we're bringing a lot of those features into File Explorer as well. We want to make sure, regardless of where you access your files, you are getting that same great experience powered by the OneDrive experiences, powered by Copilot, giving you an amazing experience. I feel like I said experience a lot, but I think that gives you the idea.
That is one of our words, right? We should probably have $1 in the jar every time we say the word Copilot and experience. And for me, grounding.
That'd be a lot.
That would be a lot. We'd raise a lot of money for charity. It is a good month at Microsoft where all of the employees here focus on their charitable donations. We raise money, we volunteer hours, we do a ton of work here. It's actually one of the main reasons, besides folks like the people on the screen, why I love to work here. And so maybe we'll go back and do that. I'll make a give donation based on how many times in the recording that we said experience.
Yay. All right, so let's keep it moving here. So we have another question on Photos Agent. So how does the Photos Agent leverage AI to find images? So Cami, I'll pass it to you for this question.
Yeah, thanks for the question. I can definitely take that one. I'll try not to get like too deep in the weeds in it. I don't know how specific people are wanting to get with this, but effectively what happens is when you type in a query, let's say like show me photos of me from my party last week or something like that, your query will then get taken through like an LLM and it'll do like a layer of reasoning. So it'll identify a couple of things, right? It identifies you're asking about me. And so it'll look at your user information and kind of swap out your profile name with the word me. It'll also look at party. Obviously, that's something that you're caring about and a location you're going to want to like search on. And then last week can also then get translated into like a specific date range. Once we have like this parsed out query that the LLM and the AI has gone through, then we send that parsed out query to our OneDrive Photos search system, which can then semantically search over your photos using those specified things. So me, Cami, at a party last week. I don't remember what date range that is. It's like 10/1 to 10/7 or something like that. How it works in terms of like how we're able to understand all of those things in your OneDrive Photos library is that there is a model that goes through your photos with your permission and effectively like tags them with all of our like semantically searched word tags and understanding. So like party, dog, outdoors, beach, things like that. And that's how we're able to kind of pull up the correct photos when you search for them. Hopefully that wasn't like overly technical, but gives you kind of a little like deep dive and behind the scenes of kind of what's happening in the background as we're doing all of this like AI magic for you.
Not overly
Fantastic,
technical.
Cami. And speaking about technical, as you guys can see, my camera gave out a little bit. So as long as you can hear me, that's what matters right now. So
we can hear you.
You know, but
there it is. There you are.
Oh, there we
Now
are.
you're
We're back. We're back. We're back in action. Awesome. Thank you so much, Cami. Greg, we'll
got
pass
the
it
next
to you.
question.
And then we have a few more minutes, so we could probably squeeze in maybe one or two more questions. So
absolutely. Yeah, we're going to stay in the photos world. This one will be for Kalpana. What safeguards are in place to protect user privacy when processing personal photos with Copilot?
Great question and very valid concern this day and age. I'll say a few things. We, and when I mean we, our company, our team is OneDrive, and every single product manager, engineer, designer that we work with, we take our responsibility to store your content like very seriously. And OneDrive as a whole, of course, follows the Microsoft privacy and responsible AI policies we have in place. And one thing that I want people to remember that I think we forget is that as a consumer and end user, we are benefiting from all the safeguards that we have in our back end that we put in place for the public sector and large companies. So we don't sell ads, we protect your content, we have incredible safeguards in place for your content. And frankly, as a consumer, there's no better place to trust it. Hope that answered the question.
It certainly did. Absolutely. I want to just quickly add, if anybody hasn't gone out and checked out our responsible AI principles, I want everybody to understand that website that's out there. And I want everyone to understand that this isn't just some web page that we put up to look good, right? These are actual principles that we've built into our engineering processes, our product management processes, and our release process. Every feature, and I do mean every feature that we release, goes through a responsible AI review. And I personally was so incredibly happy to see this when we started this several years ago now, because we really take this seriously. And so not only do we have the principles, but we actually operate by the principles as we are building these features. There's nothing more precious to us than the fact that you trust us with your data. And so we know that we need you to continue to trust us with us, and we need to live up to those commitments. And so that is something that we take very seriously here across all of Microsoft 365 and Azure and AI and all of the rest of the capabilities that we have. So yes, thank you. Look at my producer who just magically showed the link for me there. You see, this is why I work with the best folks in the business, and some of the best folks in the business are right here on this panel for all of you today. Thank you so much to the product management team from OneDrive. Really appreciate you coming and sharing your time. We know how busy you are, and we also know how important it is to talk to customers. So thank you for joining us today, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Right. Fantastic. All right, my co-host, was that fun or what?
It was a blast.
Incredible. And I think, this is our third annual OneDrive event. And I think this really just brought the energy just from the product teams in general and the excitement across the event all up. It was truly an amazing experience for sure.
And we really appreciate everyone's time. We're so happy that you joined us for this today, but we have more. We have so many more things for you. And we're going to list all of those out. Greg, what was your thoughts though, before we talk about all the other stuff? What was your thoughts about the event today?
I mean, I think, we're all in our own little world, and just really getting to see how broad OneDrive is and how important it is to so many different people, both in your 9 to 5 and your 5 to 9. I think for me it reminds me of why what we do at OneDrive is so powerful and so meaningful.
Yeah, absolutely. My 5 to 9 is sometimes 5 to 12, but whatever. Minor. Yeah. I'm a night owl by nature for sure. So fantastic. Well, you can always come and get your questions answered here in the Microsoft Tech community in the forums. We also hold office hours for OneDrive. So couple of technical housekeeping things. If you didn't get your question answered today, we are going to try to answer some more in the forums. And then we'll also be using the questions as bookmarks in this event as we publish it. This event will be available live on demand, all of the fun with it, with all the questions and the information. And you'll be able to find that on the tech community or on our Microsoft Community Learning channel. We're also on LinkedIn in our Microsoft Community area there. If you're not following us in those places, I really think that you should, especially the Microsoft Community Learning channel on YouTube, because here's the thing. That isn't just Microsoft people telling you about our products. These are people in the community who are sharing their demonstrations, their projects, the things they've built. And it's so important to learn from other people who are doing things just like you. And then, of course, we come out there and talk about deep dive topics like administration and governance and user training and things of that nature. So come to the office hours, stay with us in the community. We'll try to make sure to answer your questions and make sure that you like, comment, and share on all of the platforms, and share this event with other folks who might not have been able to make it. We are so excited to have new content for you also at AK.MS OneDrive event. That is all the new adoption content that we created for this event in particular. And we're going to continue to refresh that with more assets as we march towards Microsoft Ignite, which is in November. And we'll have updated content there with the entire implementation framework. So, we just have a lot of stuff. You don't have to start from scratch. Somebody out there has already, probably asked the question that you want to ask. So that's why the community is important. And, I'm just happy to get to be a part of this. Rob, anything else you want to share with the audience? I know we have another thing. Isn't there a podcast that we should
Indeed. So As you mentioned, we have a great tech community page. We have the LinkedIn channel. We have our office hours, but we also have the Sync Up podcast. So two of our presenters for today's event, we had Arvind and Steven, actually host a monthly podcast specific to OneDrive. So they cover a ton of different things across the features and the product itself with guest speakers from the product teams as well. So definitely give it a listen. It's available on all your podcasting and streaming platforms. So go to the AKA link and definitely give it a listen. A new episode actually dropped this month. So yeah, ton of great content that's coming from the OneDrive side.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Greg.
No, I was gonna say, as a big podcast guy myself, big shout out to that team. It's super fun and super enlightening.
Yeah, and I love podcasts also because, to a great extent, all the research shows we're all a little attached to our screens. I love listening to these podcasts because I can do it while I get my steps in. I try to do a walk every day. That's another reason I love some of the summary features and the audio review features that exist in OneDrive right now, because I can be out there walking, getting my steps, and still listening to folks talk about things I need to know, like what's going on in the Sync Up podcast. So, make sure that you subscribe to that. Folks put a lot of work into it, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, as these things go, I of course think it's fun. I think everybody else will as well.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Okay, well, we are going to wrap up today. Make sure you visit ak.ms OneDrive adoption. That is your one-stop shop to get access to all of the things that we have mentioned. We will be back again soon, and stay tuned on the adoption.microsoft.com page or via our Microsoft community page on LinkedIn, because that's always where we post the upcoming events that we will have for Copilot, for SharePoint, for the Microsoft 365 Copilot app. We just have a lot of these events that are coming, product showcases and live AMAs. We're so happy you were with us today. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.